to the stream. We're doing another tutorial educational video for Hearthstone Jamaica community. We're gonna be talking about the rogue class today, and we got pretty awesome rogue player here to walk you through the finer details of the class. His name's Nevetspro, and all in all, we hope that this will be an educational experience for one and all, especially the newcomers. More so, I guess, geared towards them. So, reinforcement for more veteran players, but primarily for the newcomers. All of our social media information, well, all of my social media information is on the screen currently. You can feel free to check out any of those: our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube channel, and blog website. So, without further ado, we kick things over to man of the hour, Senior Nevitz Pro.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Nevetspro, aka Stephen Clayton. I've been around the scene since I've joined Hearthstone Jamaica, the WhatsApp group and all that, last April. I started playing Hearthstone back in Season 6, and my highest rank so far that I've reached in Hearthstone on ladder is I've been Legend before. I've actually been Legend 5 times since I've started playing. The highest rank I made one season was I was number 54 Legend one season, ended off at that. So that's pretty neat. What like some of the things about me, I've always been a big fan of card games. When I was young, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, as funny as that
Pokemon!
sound, when I was young. And so like, got in the hang of trading card games. Never got into Magic the Gathering, but
Ugh.
just like, last year I started, my buddy showed me Hearthstone. He's like, hey, you want to try this out? Had no idea what it was. The tutorial didn't actually teach me anything, in my opinion. You actually had to play from experience playing your friends and everything. But eventually I got the hang of it, starting getting used to it, and just started practicing. So today I want to talk to you guys about Valera, the rogue.
And that's my
She
Clash of the Clans going off in the background, my bad. So we're going to be switching overlays so that we can showcase what Nevitz is showing you guys on the screen. So let me just do this. Bada bing, bada boom. Nevitz, you are live. Have at
Okay.
it.
Today I want to talk to you guys about 3 types of rogue decks that there are that I like to play. We have the oil rogue, the mill rogue, and the dragon control rogue for all of the mid-range control dragon players that like the dragon's theme. For oil rogue is personally my favorite out of the 3 because I feel like this deck takes a lot of skill. So if you like, if you get frustrated at the beginning learning about it, don't give up. It's definitely one that's definitely rewarding when you play it because it has insane combos, has pros and cons for it. Some of the pros is insane burst damage. You use like your dagger. That's what Valera's known for. She's known for her hero power. For 2 mana, you get a dagger, and you can use your dagger to interact with the board to trade with minions or do face damage, just do insane damage. Some of the cons is it really relies on a lot of spells for the class, and also, like you really rely on your minion board, so you really want board control. That's a big crucial thing for playing a rogue because other players they know that rogues can come out of hand if they have too much tempo, so they always try to get rid of your minions. So you want to try to protect your minions as good as you can. So today I want to talk about some of the cards that are crucial that I like to use for the oil rogue. Essentially, the term why it's called oil rogue is because you have a card called Tinker's Sharp Oil, and for 4 mana, it gives your weapon that you have to have equipped. So you have to use your 2 mana to get a dagger, and you gain +3 attack. But if you combo, and also a crucial thing with rogue is comboing. Comboing, what it means is you get a secondary effect on something, but what you have to do is you have to play a card prior to your turn for the combo to be in effect. But for the Tinker's Oil, the combo is it also gives a friendly random minion on your board +3 attack also on that turn. So you can be for insane burst damage. So going through the cards, the crucial cards I recommend is, of course, for 0 manas you have backstabs, and what it does,
Stab him in the back.
yeah, exactly like the name, deals 2 damage to an undamaged minion. That's crucial because there's also mistakes where you're thinking, oh, they only have 2 health, but if you see red, it means they're damaged before it. You can't use this effect on them, but it's really good for the early game, good for all stages essentially. If you want, you can use it to proc, divine, shield, and all that. But if you use this and you get some spell power behind it, it became a great turning event.
And
Like
any
with the
good rogue player always has backstab in their opening hand.
exactly. Once we get in games, I'll tell you what to mulligan for, what kind of throwaway. So talking about backs, there's also a thing. The next card I want to talk about is one of the most important cards, in my opinion, in Rogue. It's called Preparation. It's a spell for 0 mana, but what it does is the next spell that you cost turns 3 less. That is absolute insane value on any terms. Use it to use for combos. And one of the biggest like combo things that a lot of people like to do is turn 4 or anything is you prep and then you can use into a card called Sprint. And what Sprint does is lets you draw 4 cards. But if you prep and Sprint for only 4 mana, you draw 4 cards, which is insane tempo and a turn swing. So also talk about preparations. Some of these other crucial cards, you really don't need these for Oil Rogue. They're more for, Mill Rogue and everything, which I'll talk about later in the segment. Now, if you go on to the next page, the cards I recommend is, of course, for 1 mana, it's called Deadly Poison. What it does is once you have a dagger equipped, your hero power, you gain +2 attack on your weapon. And it's for for both durability charges, so that's really great. And one of the big things that a lot of people despise rogues because they are known for insane board clears. And the reason why is because of this weapon, this spell right here, that a lot of people hate. It's called Blade Flurry. Just the name of it, it's scary. What it does is, for 2 mana, you destroy your weapon, but when you break it off, you deal that amount of damage that your weapon has accumulated. So if you have a 5 attack damage weapon, it does 5 damage to the enemy minions, all the enemy minions in
And the
your
hero's
opponent.
face. Yep.
Exactly. So you use that for combos, and you can get lethal from it. The next card I want to talk about is it's called Eviscerate. It's a really strong 2 mana spell. For if you just play it normally, it does 2 damage, but you normally want to get the combo procs. So for 2 mana, you deal 4 damage. That's insane. That's with spell damage. So that's also a great card that I recommend. And Eviscerate, that's for all rogue decks. I feel like Eviscerate's a must use. One of the strongest tempo cards that make people concede that I've seen happen is Sap. For 2 mana, you can return an enemy minion to their hand. Let's say, for example, your opponent plays Tyrion turn 8, costs 8 mana to play that. All you gotta do is play a 2 mana Sap, goes back in the hand. That's their whole entire turn, and they have to spend another 8 mana next turn just to play Tyrion again. So you already out tempo them.
Very big tempo swings for that.
So that's why I like to run 2 of those. Next, I like to talk about is a lot of these, they're all like, tech cards. If you want to go more aggro-y, you can go Defiance Ringleader, which I've seen played. Shivs are good. I know there's another type, but I don't play as much called Malagos. It just relies on spell damage for things, but I'm not going to be talking about that in this segment. Next, I would like to talk about is Fan and Knives. I call it the
Fuck.
I call it the Fok also. What it is it's great against, if you're against a lot of secret pallies, this is the answer for it because they play mustard. All you do is play Fan and Knives, and what it does is deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, and you draw a card. So it's good for cycling. Even if they don't have any minions, if you need a cycle, it's a great card just to use for cycling. Cycling means just drawing more cards. And use that with some spell damage, and then it's a great overall out tempo card. Next, I'd like to talk about this is a very situational card, but I like to run it right now. His name is Edwin Van Cleef. I've had some insane combos with this guy. What he does is he's 3 mana 2/2, but what his combo is for every card you played prior before playing him, he gains +2/+2. That's insane. I remember one match, I made a 18-14 Van Cleef on turn 3 against a Secret Paladin. The dude conceded the next turn after because of that. That's, of course, a rare occasion
Yep.
because his big counter is silencing, which a lot of
Balance
people.
is so good
Yeah,
against that.
silences. You also have, BGHs. But that's why normally I like just to go for like, either coin backstab Ed, and it's a 6/6, but normally just backstab and then that cleave just out tempos for 3 mana or 4/4. It's
This
pretty
is
good.
true. And
And
it's
also,
golden too.
yeah, I kind of am running an all golden deck theme. Definitely put some interest in it. But a good substitute, if you don't have Edwin Van Cleef, would have to be if you scroll over to the 3 mana cards, it would be. Let me find him for you. So many 3 drops.
You passed it.
Oh, I did. Oops.
Yeah. The
I'm right
grand
here.
adventure. The
Mr.
questing
Questing
one.
Adventure. The He's also good stuff, but the thing is, he doesn't get the full effect automatically the first turn as Van Cleef does. But if you want a good substitute for Questing is your guy, because all you do is you play coin, you play backstep, he gains +1/+1 each card that you play next, and he just stacks up. He doesn't. Van Cleef only is a one turn stack, and you get the thing he builds over time. Yeah, but he would
Ideally, the perfect strategy for him would possibly to get him out on turn 3. Turn 4, you Master of Disguise him, and then you just let him grow on steroids for the entire game.
that's kind of like a shade,
Yep.
but it also can get stronger than a shade
Oh,
each turn.
very much so.
Yes,
Because every turn you'll be at least playing one or more cards.
exactly. So next, which are crucials I like, they are the Mr. SI agents. They are 3 mana, 3/3s, and the big thing with them that out tempos is the combo. Its combo is you deal 2 damage to anything that you click on. So it can be face, it can be minion. What a lot of people a good combo is you go backstep SI, which
Yep.
is normally known. You can even coin the SI. So for at turn 2, you can do 2 damage to them. It's really good against aggro decks. Good against knife jugglers,
Rogue class is all about
imps,
the cam base.
Cambridge, exactly. So of course we're going to be running SIs in this deck. Next, I'll talk about is the Tinker's Oils, which I've talked about earlier. Overall, good in oil. It's kind of what the name of the deck I
Yep.
like to
You
call
gotta
for it.
keep your weapon sharp,
Mm-hmm.
surgical.
One of the big things about playing Rogue that's difficulty is every turn matters because you need to know when you want to need to trade, when you need to go for burst.
That's why Rogue
Because
is one of the more difficult classes to play, I feel.
exactly, because it's, what you could do, you could just save up, not use your deadly poison tinkers, and try to one turn kill them. But normally you want to try to get the value, and maybe sometimes you need to use a tinkers to kill, let's say, an Azir Drake or something with 4 health. So sometimes you use it just for getting tempo back. Now let's talk about the 4 drops. Of course, all these other cards I personally haven't found use. A lot of people, some you could run an Aspblade, but I feel like it's too clunky.
There's the
It,
guy that's running double sprint.
man, there's crafts. So that's my side. No, but Aspblade can get pretty deadly. But the problem is with a lot of things, people are starting to run Harrison, which is what I've seen on ladder and in the meta. So you trying to build up your Aspblade, trying to get that insane value, but it just dies to acidic oozes, to
Mhm.
Harrisons. And so I personally, I'm not a big fan of the Aspblade
This
in
is.
my way. But it's always good to experiment. So if you ever
I
want
know
to try,
some people run standard at least one ass blade in their oil rogue.
exactly.
Because even if they don't get to buff it up, it's still like a 4 turn, 3 attack weapon. So it still gets in 12, 12 damage over time.
Exactly, and if you have deadlies, that's another 8, and then Tinkers, yeah. Going on Master Disguise. Ghost likes this card. I've never used her in my.
Yeah, I like the random weird cards that no one ever plays, but they have like insane strats behind them.
Like
Cause
you would run
like
this ambusher.
that I probably would not run. But like Master of Disguise, I've run it index before. I'm currently trying to make it work in a Mill Rogue deck build that I'm currently working on. Master of Disguise, I tried so hard to make this card work when GVG just came out and Mech Rogue was a thing. Cause Iron Sensei and then Master of Disguise and you leave that shit up for the entire game, you get insane value. But the odds of you pulling that shit off is not that high.
That's the thing with the mech rogue though, is it's kind of just like how like mech mage, you kind of one turn you go all in, but if you get a board clear somehow,
Mm-hmm.
you just lose so much tempo. It's hard to recover from that.
True.
And
That's why
also,
Mech Rogue is one of the lesser played deck types of the Rogue, along with Pirate Rogue.
exactly. Moving on. Of course, I don't use them much, but I have a Golden Trade Prince Galawix.
One day I'll craft that bastard.
Okay, so I'll say the last row card that I like to talk about would have to be sprints. Like I said, prior 7 mana draw 4 cards, but you like to use those with preps, so it only costs 4 mana for 4 cards. So that's great value. Vanishes, we'll talk about later in Mill Rogue. Great card for Mill. But now let's talk about the neutral monsters. For me, I like to run one south. Okay, I just removed him. Okay, sorry. I like to talk about this guy, South Sea Deckhand.
Let's
You,
see, dickhead.
you might be asking, why do you run this 1 mana 2/1 minion?
Yeah,
Let me
who
tell.
wants a dickhead in their deck?
Well, let me tell you. First of all, its description. If you have a weapon equipped, it automatically gets charged.
And
A
we
good
all know
comp.
how broken charges from Patron Warrior, so there
Exactly.
you go.
What you do is he's good to test. He's good against mages because a lot of mages like to run mirror entity. So he's a good way to proc mirror entities. And then you can just dagger to kill their sausage jacket. The main reason why I like to run him is I like to run him with tinkers. You drop him, you drop 2 tinkers, he becomes an 8. He becomes an 8 attack, 1 health creature that has charge. Plus you have, the other 6 damage on your weapon. So that's just crazy. He's good for mirrors. He's good for out tempoing. Sometimes you just want to trade. If you just have a Saucy, if you don't really want to use the combo, you can use him to kill 1 mana, kill a knife juggler or a flame. Yeah. Next, I want to talk about is Mr. Thalanos, Blood Mage. Okay, that's Reno. Nope.
We're
Um,
all gonna be rich.
no, Thalanos, great card in Rogue, in my opinion. Some people don't like it because of the stats, because it's a 1/1, but it's the description. It has +1 spell damage, so it's really great to use that with backstabs, 2 mana. You have a 3 attack backstab. It's really good for fan and eyes, good for clearing, because you can just have one deadly poison equip. You have 3 attack, but if you play Thalanos and Blood Failure, that's a 4 attack AoE clear. The main reason is because Death Rattle, it helps you cycle, and also the spell damage. So a lot of people they use silences just on your Thalanos that they're not silencing like an Azir or something. So really good for sight. Yes, I understand if it's really too pricey and if you don't have Thalanos, there's 2 alternative substitutes that I recommend. I personally that I will show you. For the substitutes, we have. Let me find them.
The Geomancer of the Kobold.
We have Geomancer, which is the one I actually prefer out of the two. Geomancer Call it's a 2 mana 2/2 spell +1 spell damage. So
The
use
only
that.
downside to that is that you don't get the cycle that Dallas
Yes,
gives you
but
along with it.
it's kind of what you prefer. Do you prefer the cycle or the spell?
Or
Or
the
you want the
health.
spell damage? You go for the Geo. If you want the cycle, you go for a Loot Hoarder to replace because the Death Rattle draws a card. So these are the 2 alternatives I would recommend if you don't have Thalanos.
So for you newcomers that might not have the card collection down just yet, there are budget builds that you can
Mhm.
test out if you are so inclined that you like the class and you want to play.
Yes. Next, I'd like to talk about is a Farseer.
Earthen Ring Farseer. 3 mana, 3/3, restores 3
Yeah.
health.
Really good for healing your minions, healing face. It's just overall called. I like to run one just for the health regain for a lot of aggro decks. And really, I don't see any. I don't really see an alternative for him. But he's not really expensive, so he's quite affordable.
He's a common.
Yes. Next, I'd like to talk about. This is where some people are kind of questioning are the 4 drops that I run. Normally, you want to have 3 4 drops in your oil rogue. Some people, like tech reasons, you can run the Kezon Mystic if you're against a lot of secret players, a lot of mages or secret pallies. But personally, I like to run is 2 Shredders
That's
because
sticky body.
sticky body, out tempo. The only problem is Doom Slayers that you get out of them, and they can either help you out or they can just completely wipe your board. And also, good alternatives if you don't want, you can go Sinjins. You can go basically like I personally I think the other good ones would be Sinjins for me. And also I like to run one Violet Teacher. Pros and cons of her. Reason why like normally like some people like to run 2 teachers, 1 shredder. I prefer the 2 shredders and teacher. Violet Teacher, she has really good base. That's 3/5. but she like every time you cast a spell, which you have a lot of spells in a row, she gets a little token that she spawns. A lot of people I've seen a lot of mages. They get so scared by my teachers they like to use fireballs against my Valor teacher. So I'm already getting a fireball out just for her. But the only downside is kind of the RNG base with her is whenever you use Tinkers,
Oh
since
yeah.
Tinkers is RNG randomly puts it on a minion. If you play Tinkers, you play a lot of spells. You have a lot of tokens on them. Sometimes you land your 3 attack Tinkers on one of the tokens. So then you have a 4/1 token, and it could be one that just freshly spawned, so it can't attack. So in the next turn, it gets pinged down by mages. It dies through a lot of circumstances. So that's the only thing is she's kind of RNG based on the tokens. But she's really good for how the tokens are really good for valuing. Next, I want to talk about is, of course, I know a lot of people have this card. Is I like to run one heal bot,
I
mainly
feel
just,
like all rogues need to run at least one heal bot.
especially with the amount of aggro that's just in the meta.
Yeah, primarily because your hero power is a weapon that you're using most times to help clear off stuff off board. So you're mitigating life to help with board control. You might want to have some form of healing basis in deck.
Exactly. For me, one heal bot does plenty for me.
They
Next, I want
have
to.
one heal bot, one earthen
Oh,
ring.
so overall, you can gain 11 health, which is fine. Next, talk about which is really good in rogues are 2 Azir Drakes. Overall, probably one of my favorite 5 drops in the game,
One of the best 5 drops in the game.
and one of my favorite, yes. Mainly because 5 mana 4/4. The battle cries is you just instantly draw a card and has the spell damage. Use the spell damage. Turn 5, play a Azir Drake backstep. That's 3 mana. That's only for 5 mana. You can get 3 damage. Use those to kill shredders, which I like to do a lot. And so overall, it's good for cycling, good for spell damage with the blade flurries, all that. The last card that I like to use in mine would have to be is you have to do Nox or Noxus, and it's Loatheb. I personally, I have a golden one because I went for all golden deck thing, but a lot of people, if you just,
Because gold makes everything.
of course, you've heard it first. But Loatheb, overall, great for out tempoing. Just everybody knows what Loatheb does. Battle Cry makes the enemy spells cost 5 next turn.
I completely agree with you because especially in Rogue, after you've built up a board that you're trying to set up for lethal, playing Loatheb down protects the board because
Mm-hmm.
odds are they won't be able to play their big spell that gets them their board clear or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
you kind of guarantee setting up yourself for lethal or
That's
at
why
least big damage.
a lot of thing is you want to do is you kind of just play them whenever, but a lot of good times to play it is play it on turn 6 if you're against a mage because it prevents them from playing flame strikes
Hmm.
or blizzards.
Or if you're
If
against a Druid turn 9 Loatheb,
yeah, so
well,
like
turn 8
your
before
turn
their
8 you'll
turn
play
9.
that so they
Yeah.
don't do
Force a
savage
nature
or
savage or combo.
exactly. And also if you're against a freeze mage is a hard matchup essential for rogues. But if they as soon as they play Alexstrasza, they're normally just going to hit you with burn. So that's why you can play Lotho to prevent a lot of that.
Hmm?
Okay. But now, since we've gone over the oil, shall we get into a match? And I'll show you.
Also a good substitute for that Lothar play against Freeze Mage. Reno Jackson. Yeah. RJ for president.
Actually, if you want good alternatives, I recommend Kodo is really good for value. Belcher is pretty good.
Belcher is always good. Word of advice to most, or word of advice to all the new players, because this is who the video is geared towards. Get the story expansions. Do not dilly dally. Do not second guess it. The story expansions are your quickest and best way to get into the world of Hearthstone.
And it guarantees legendaries instead of trying
It
to get like
guarantees card pull that you will need in your decks
on
versus buying random packs and hoping that RNG shines on you.
So, shall I get into a game?
Yes, but before you do that, because you're just gonna try to run through everything, the other 2 decks you can just touch on the different cards that you have in
Touch
them.
on the base? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so next, what we do, the next deck is Mill Rogue. Essentially, what you do is you want to try to fatigue your opponent with main cards. Is you have cold lights, which I know you guys played to get mill decks before. I know a lot of people that get frustrated by them. I personally, I love
The
it.
sweet, glorious fatigue.
Nope. But you play main crew things as you play cold lights. Battlecry lets people draw 2 cards. You use gang ups on that. That's kind of the synergy. Gang ups on cold lights. Use gang ups on heal bots.
Open Gungam style.
Death Lords. Kind of the big differences. I like to run one refreshing vendor for the health.
Funnel cakes. Get your funnel cakes here.
We're gonna change that. We're gonna put in a sprint. Just want to real fast. There we go.
Next level strats, people. Sprint in a mill deck.
What's up?
The only reason this works is because when a rogue mill deck, they have gang up, so they replenish their deck anyway, so they don't fatigue before their opponent.
Exactly. But a lot of cards, you use the shadow steps on the cold lights. The goal is you want to try to get your opponent to 10 cards, and then you want to use your cold lights to make them burn cards and just watch them get frustrated from that, which I'll show you an example later on. And lastly, to touch up, this is for the control players. It's actually a dragon deck that I've kind of been testing around. I've seen some streamers play with dragons, but what it kind of consists of, backstabs, preparations, deadly poison, blade flurries, eviscerate, saps. Those are all, key cards in a lot of rogues. Thalnos, which, the substitutes I told you. One card I like to run Burgle.
Burgle is a newly released card, and it's pretty freaking awesome for the rogue class.
It can out tempo, like you can get insane value from your opponent's cards.
Very cheap
So
version of Nefarian without the
like
8-8 body.
it's kind of like for your priest players a thought steal.
But Thought Steal's better.
Yeah. But Twilight Guardians, yeah, I like it it's a 3/6, has a lot of body since it's dragon theme. Normally try to play this whenever you have dragon in your hand, so you get the taunt. One heal bot, 2 Azure Drakes, 2 Blackwing Corruptors for the battle cry. It's just kind of like, a fire elemental. Emperor Thorzen for, making cards cheaper. Sprint, Dr. Boom, and Nefarian. For substitutes for these, for Nefarian, you can run Ysera, you can run Alexstrasza,
You can run
you
those
can
Dormu.
so you can run Ragnaros. Just really kind of just big threat minions, just kind of good alternatives for Nefarian. You can run, I would say, even Kil'Thuzad, because that's one you can get from expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dr. Boom, Ragnos, good substitutes. So you really want those really big late game dragons and stuff.
And once again, people, get the story. Expansions.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, you can run Dr. Boom. You can run Chromagus. Sneeds. I don't recommend Major Domo. That's a no.
For the Major Dorm.
No, not really Malagos. I don't see much value, but Alexstrasza, Ragnaros, KT, Sneeds, Ysera. If you want, even if you like your Deathwing so much, you can even try Deathwing.
Glorious Death.
Frost Giants, Seas, no, and then your Giants. Okay, so that's the 3 decks. I shall go into a game in oil and tell you guys what's a mulligan for and how to play.
Yep. Just run one match with each deck so we can
That's
showcase them. We're running on good time. We've gone half an hour so far, so if we get like 10-minute matches for each of the decks, we should be under the hour limit. So I'm gonna switch overlays here. I'm gonna close out. You can close off the share screen so that we spectate the game from in Hearthstone, so that there's minimal lag and everybody can see the awesomeness. So give me a second. I'll switch that over and change over the stream.
Oh, I picked my mill rogue. Up. Okay. I saw a Death Lord. I'm like, whoops. Not yet, guys. Not yet. Not yet for the. That is a mistake.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Take a free win, mage. Okay. Oh, and also, by the way, I am golden in the rogue class.
Nevitz puts in that work. out here in these ladder streets. You don't know what he's seen. You don't know what he's been through.
Played with the Miracle Rogue. That was fun. With when Leroy cost 4 mana.
Miracole.
Okay, so we're against Paladin right now. Okay, so normally against Paladins, you want to try to get SIs, backstabs, deadly, poisons. Blade Fairies is good. Prep you really don't need this early, so we can mulligan the prep. Don't need the Viscerate or Tinker, so we kind of want to get your early drops. You want to get your backstabs, SIs, and deadly poison. We're gonna try, and we're gonna try to keep a Blade Flurry just in case if we don't have a substitute like a Fan of Knives or anything, we can still kill his mustard for battle.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so we got a sprint, shredder, backstab, but we also have coins, so we can always coin out the shredder.
And note all you news players, good rogue players always have backstab when they start.
I have 2 of them.
So he's a super good rogue player.
Yes, yeah, we don't. You don't need a coin as a rogue. You don't need to coin out your dagger. I've seen people coin out daggers, and it makes me sad.
Look how beautiful that golden coin looks. And you only get this when you have an all golden deck. So that's something for all you players to aspire for. Ooh, wow, Garrison Commander. This is an Inspire Paladin deck.
That is fine. Okay, so how you want to deal with this is we're going to get rid of that so we can use a backstab and we use our dagger. So what you do is you backstab it, dagger up, hit it with your face. Because Valyria is not a win. She takes face damage all day.
There it takes it to the face, because that's how she likes it. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn back on my Hearthstone. I'm like, why is this game so silent? Where's that background music?
Okay, this is fine. For here, we're going to coin out Pilot Shredder, which means he will have to deal with it either with an Aldor or, 2 silver, but you still get a 2-drop from that. Just kind of good tempo right now. Turn 3 Shredder. Not really some strong plays on Paladin right now. He's just been hero power.
Follow the rule.
He top deck. Okay, so he top decks that. That's fine. Okay, for here, we really don't need a trade really that much. So we can go Thalanos, use the second backstab, kill that, dagger up, and just save your weapon charge. Because right now we have the 2 damage blade blade.
So next turn it's either a Zero Drake, or if you top deck a prep, you prep sprint.
Exactly. Okay, so he plays a Belcher here. Actually, it's not really a big of a threat. We can sap that. Sap that, and then we're gonna sap the Belcher, which means he probably runs Tyrion, so he'll probably use the next one for Tyrion. And we can. I like to have minions on board, so we're gonna SI because the equality conks this board. That's what it'll have to do. Still get a 2-drop.
Yep, get a body on board.
So you just look at he had to spend 5 mana for a Belcher. All you do is spend 2 mana, sap. Just get some more. We still.
And now you have enough damage on board to clear the Belcher if you put it down.
We're against T-Bone.
I wonder.
T-Bone. That sounds like somebody prison name or some shit. They sell like playing Hearthstone passing the time. T-Bone had a hard life. Growing up, the only thing that T-Bone liked was card games.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, my luck 9.
The cancer. Let the board flooding begin.
It's not too bad. So we're gonna play a Zero Drake here. Second Zero Drake. So what we'll do is to fit to the trade, we're gonna go. Kind of want to keep the spell damage, so this into that. that. Put it, like, trade this because we don't need both for her right now. Got to prep, so next time we can prep sprint, so that's really good.
Nice.
Also, what I should have done, like, could have traded in the Thalanos first to cycle to see what my options were. But it's fine.
Yeah, word of advice to new players, most plays that you're going to do, if it involves drawing a card, you usually want to do the play that draws a card first. And there's Dr. GG in all his golden glory.
That's fine. So,
Also, first legendary that you might want to craft if you're saving up dust is probably going to be Dr. Boat.
we're gonna prep in the sprint here. We're gonna cycle. Got her a second. Ooh.
Ooh. Got that second sub for Tyrion's ass.
Okay, you have a lot of options.
So you can either evis.
You can this shredder hit with their face. See what comes out.
Many options.
You could just nope. We're gonna say that we're gonna do this first. See what comes out. Patient assassin. Okay.
Make one choose soon.
We're gonna this hit with their face. We're gonna go face.
You, sir, are a far braver man than I am. I'd have probably just sacrificed the South Sea Decker.
Nah.
Not about that taking 7 damage to the face life. Not unless I'm running Reno Jackson. So, Mr. T-Bone, what are you gonna do now? Where's your bomb lover now, Mr. T-Bone? I have no idea who started that thing in the Hearthstone community. Wow. Boombot.
Conk the board.
Maybe he's...
I must move quickly. Reporting for duty. My shield for Argon.
Well, he acknowledges that he made a mistake, I guess. I'm assuming he knows his board is about to be cleared.
Yeah.
So you have 8 mana.
Actually, no. We're gonna use a blade. We can use a blade right here. So we can do this. You can fan for the cycle. Or no, actually, yeah. Do this, hit that, fan for the cycle, SI, Blade Flurry. Okay. We have sap for big threats.
Just keep pushing that damage.
I know I've made mistakes, but it's fine.
You might feel pressured into conking a 4-1 at your drink.
I wonder.
Well, I was saying he would have conked the board last time before doing that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he didn't feel like he needed to because the boombot would have cleared board.
Right.
Also, word of advice, people, if you play against a rogue, always clear. There's your drakes. Do not leave anything that gives spell power up. You're just asking for a bad time.
I must move quickly.
Because just because T-Bone decided to mess up and there's your Drake live.
We're gonna be
Ooh, my nigga, Reno Jackson.
reporting for duty.
Alright, we're supposed to be cheering for Nevitz, but yeah. Reno Jackson has the same initials as me. That's like my new favorite card in Hearthstone.
It's cool.
But yeah, this is pretty bad
Action, class.
situation for most rogues, because rogues have a set amount of damage that they tend to be able to do in their deck, and Reno Jackson tends to mitigate a lot of said damage. I'm definitely tempted to make a healer in deck. But I don't play cancer classes. Well, the sludge belcher finally came back up. Yo, this dude, yo, be about them heals.
Drop him. Farseer.
So we can't use the second sub because that's for Tyrion.
Exactly. I doubt. I feel like he would play that instead of this. So actually, we can just sap that.
He hasn't got it already, or doesn't play it. Doesn't have the legendary, I guess.
Wonder.
Yeah. So we can sap that. We're gonna use the South Sea and that side to trade.
There you guys see the Violet Teacher in action, generating the 1/1 token. I am amazed that you haven't drawn any of your Tinkers yet.
It's unfortunate.
And weapon backup. Hopefully you top deck it next. You have 8 cards left in your deck, so that means in your 8 cards, both Tinkers are in the last 8 cards. Wow. But if you do manage to get them both, that's gonna be a fuck ton worth of damage.
That belongs
In a museum.
That's fine. I didn't.
Golden Indiana Jones. Have not seen that card played in a while. And the Sludge Belcher is back. Well, on the plus side, all he got was a 1/2 weapon.
We're actually going to use the second deadly. We'll use the Tinker just for... Damn, we're going to clear this board. Use this.
I'm ready to learn.
Do that. Blade Flurry. Make some tokens.
I'm ready to learn.
Keep it to there. Boom. Boom. Play the heal button.
And just like that, even after Renoing, Aladdin is back down to 17 life. See people, this is why I said Reno is a fair card. Totally fair card. It's not an auto win. Wow. Alright, so I'm pretty convinced that this guy is a healer then. This looks like a healer then. We saw Reno and we saw Leon Hands with the textual healing. Alright, so we finally got a Tinkers. This is a lot of damage.
It's 19 damage.
He would have been dead if he had not laid on hands.
I wonder.
Trade in the 1/1s. Play that. Play that.
And then weapon up. Set up for lethal next turn. Fingers crossed that Tinkers lands where it's supposed to land. Hope to the gods that he doesn't drop Tyrion here. Okay, true silver. That's a good sign.
Don't cut a Doomslayer.
He's hoping for Doomsayer. He's gonna pop it.
There you go.
I can wait and fish all day. So yeah, equality consecrate. God damn it. All of our hopes and dreams were torn asunder. Alright.
I'm almost out of cards.
Edwin Van Cleef, Eviscerate, Double Tinker Hype. Alright, so do you just eviscerate and eviscerate deadly Van Cleef? Is that the play?
You already used Harrison, so yes, it is.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
The sad part about this is you already used both of your blade flurries. So if he drops like,
I've got the beast.
wow, that BGH. Alright, so he's basically dead if he doesn't taunt up or heal
I have
here.
no time for games.
Oh, you are so fucking dead, good sir.
That's 9 damage. He has 11.
Oh crap, the heal up. Bastard.
I'm out of cards.
And Lothar. You can't get the double activated, so that's 6 plus, yeah, 6 plus 3, 9. Alright, so a Lothar and with Tinkers, we go face.
That's all you can do. It's a heal win. Not really your ideal matchup. He needs to
Yeah.
play a taunt to win.
Well, we haven't seen Tyrion yet, and we already dealt with one Sludge Belcher. Hopefully he doesn't run, what's the card called? Master Joester?
He's played one.
No, not Tuskar Joester, Master Joester. The one that gives you the Divine Shielded minion if you win.
Put your
Faith in the light! And of course, people, all Paladin players have Tyrion. Yep. Not much you can do there. Got him down to 5 health.
Too much
Reno
health.
Jackson saved his ass. The Leon Hand saved his ass. But yeah, that is one of the worst matchups that Oil Rogue can possibly get between Healadin and Control Warrior, I guess. Because between the armor and the constant life gain, yeah, it's an uphill battle. Rogue kind of falls in the same category as Hunter when it comes to damage output in the deck, where if you can outlast their
And also, I
damage
drew my
output.
Tinker so late.
Yeah, that's the thing, because both of them were in the bottom 8 cards. But yeah, there you go, people. Oil Rogue. So, next up on the list, I guess, is Mill Rogue.
Yep.
Dude,
Dude healed so much health that game.
I know, right? Yo, when I saw that Reno, I was like, yo, my nigga. I was like, wait, no, we're cheering for Nevitz. Composure, calm down. It's all good. We want Nevitz to win.
It's cool. Can't win them all.
Indeed.
Okay, so we're against a mage.
You asked for it. Watch your back.
You are up against the Lich King.
The Lich King itself.
Oh my god.
We're gonna mulligan everything. You kind of want to get your Cold Eyes, your Death Lords, backstabs, SIs at the beginning, deadly poisons.
Yes, word to the wise people, whenever you're playing a Miller Fatigue deck, always try to get your cold light. You do not want to spend your game looking for cold lights.
Job's done.
No, it was just unfortunate that we drew the Tinker so late and he had so much heal.
True.
Oh, there you go, pass. What do we see? Med Scientist here.
Fire blast to the face.
If it's a Breeze Mage, it might come in our handy. We don't need to use it. Just hit, Henry Dagger.
So we have yet to figure out what kind of mage this is that we're up against. Possibly Casino, because we haven't seen a Mech Warper as yet. Or a Cogmaster. Might also be Freeze. Which would be yet again another bad matchup for you.
Yeah.
Eh, boy.
Test for Counterspell. No.
Test for Ice Barrier.
No, we're gonna use the Fan for Cycle right now.
Okay.
That's fine.
Do.
I'm convinced. That's probably
Highlighted Shredder. It's definitely not Freeze Mage.
okay.
Yeah, it's Casino Mage.
This is Marion City then.
So that's mirror entity, more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not mirror entity, then it's probably effigy. But it's more than likely mirror entity because you wouldn't play effigy and then put out 2/0/2 taunts.
Mm-hmm. We'll sap that. Mm-hmm.
Give him a SI.
Yep.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Next turn you can Azure Drake backstab something.
Yep.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Kill that. Azir backstab. So yeah, it looks like just Casino Mage.
Casino Mage is so much fun to play. Wow, he has double mirror image. Jesus. Imagine how much more disgusting this hand would have been if he had Flame Waker.
Ooh, Vanish is good.
Doomsayer off the top. Damn it. I was hoping to hear the end is coming.
We'll kill that. We have a Azir Drake, we have a Viscerate, we already have 1 spell damage.
Might not even need to mill to win this.
No, just play kind of just like an oil. Yeah, we're playing. We haven't drawn our Coalites and all that. Yeah, we got Vanish, so if he discards the board, we can Vanish.
Yeah, at least you have the Shadow Step for when you get the Colite. Do you run Youthful Brewmaster in your mill rogue?
I do not. That's fine. We can Deadly Poison the Shredder. Use that, trade this. That's fine. Ping face. Death Lord's good.
I'm always on the fence about this card.
Kill that, see what pops. Play the Death Lord.
Death does not scare me.
Death does not scare the Death Lord. I'm always on the fence about putting this card in my decks because of the randomness of it, and when it brings things out on the field, you never know what it's gonna bring out.
That's why you have Saps and Banishes, but it negates the battle.
It negates their battle card, but then that's if you prepared yourself enough to have something readily available to deal with it when it gets procced. Because that's always my biggest problem. Like, I rather play Dancing Swords because it puts the thing, gives them an extra card in hand, and then they at least have to spend the mana to use the card when they get it. But I know a lot of pro players hate Dancing Swords in general.
Don't want to prep Vanish it.
So many options.
Nah, we can wait till we do a Coalite and then we can Vanish.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Do this to kill
You can
that.
Coalite, next turn you can Coalite, Shadow Step, Coalite, prep Vanish.
And the Death Lord will give a minion to put back in his hand, yeah.
Yep. Wow. That Flame Strike though. It has 5 cards in hand.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Wow. And this is the downside to playing mill fatigue decks, people. You're such a kind soul that you give your opponent everything that they need. There's one gang up. Alright, so preparation puts what?
Oh yeah.
Preparation takes Vanish down to 3 when you play it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you have enough mana.
My hand is too full.
In a perfect world, you could prep into Vanish. Awesome sauce. Clear
Hand is too
board.
full.
Where's your bomb lobber now? Alright, so 10 cards left in the Lich King
Fireball
deck.
crossbow's lethal.
Well, yeah, Ragnaros is also lethal, but yeah, he doesn't have it, so.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I'll show them.
I'll show them all.
That's fine.
Healbot, gang up on Healbot Colite.
Nah, we don't even need to do that. Gang up. Play this. Play the backstab. Kill that.
Okay, go for it.
I'm
You
trying-
are the
I
Capitan.
know. I'm just thinking of options, what you can do. He's got 7 cards, brings him to 9. I want to save this for, like, you know, just insane right there, so. Do this, do that. Marins, okay.
Just so you know, if he has double fireball, you're dead.
Yeah. No, I want to save the sap.
So, question: why kill the Mad Scientist instead of the Mana Worm?
To draw out the secret so he doesn't have a hand, so it adds another card less. Just whenever you use the cold lights. Which means, you know, he has a secret in his hand then. Or maybe he just runs that. Okay, so he does that.
Flame
Flank.
cannon. Well, there's a secret. And there's the other one. Your entity. So if you play this second Colite, you're at 4. You have enough mana, you can gang up and sap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if that's not a counter spell. Yeah, I was just about to say that's if it's. I was gonna say it.
Yeah. Let's go. He's got 4, I got 2, but I got gang up for that. No, I'm dead to fireballs. I haven't seen him with fireballs.
This is true.
Maker, Mana Worm, Frostbolt.
The plus side is you can always gang up his Colite Oracle, so hey. Doesn't
True.
matter if he clears yours. Unless he like suicides it or something. Then that would suck. But let's hope he's not a smart player. Let's hope he just tries to go face. You only run one Healbot in this. And there's the fireball. Boom boom. Yeah, he wanted the
I'm almost
lethal.
out of cards.
Yeah, this,
Reno Jackson would really come in handy right now.
I lost.
Then 1 HP and you only run one Healbot.
I run 1 vending,
Ah.
but it doesn't say me if I draw it.
Many options.
No, yeah, that's game. Do-do-do-do-do.
It is a slippery slope that mill players play on.
I'm just gonna kill. I'm gonna die of fatigue. I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm out of
Fan.
cards.
Yeah,
Cool.
Fano's the last card. GG's the Lich King. You got away this time.
That's cool.
And there you have it, folks. That's Mill Rogue. When it works beautifully. It's a work of art. When it doesn't, sadly, It's always a close game, but at least you enjoyed playing out the match. That's my outlook whenever I play fatigue decks. Alright, so winding things up with the Dragon Rogue. We just hit the 1 hour mark. So this one is going over, which is okay. We at least are on a better schedule than the first video that we did, so we'll get there.
It's a hunter.
Okay, this match won't last that long. Put name here. Not bad. I salute you, sir.
Maybe I can get secrets with Burgle.
Maybe.
Got backstab for knife jugglers. Knowing this guy, I'm gonna say he's a face hunter.
Knowing all hunters, I'm gonna say he's a face hunter.
So I can't get you guys wins, but hey, you win some, you lose some.
Hey, like, that's the nature of how things go.
Yo.
When High Templar was doing his tutorial video, he went 4-1. He lost 4 games and only won 1. So
Turn 3, we can coin out Twilight Guardian, which is strong.
yeah, the taunt is the hunter's greatest adversary.
I want to say knife juggler here so I can dagger, backstab the knife juggler, and hit this abusive sergeant. Playing the abusive sergeant, it kind of just shows that he's not mid range.
This is also true.
Yo, I wish he just hero powers me.
BRB.
That's fun. Yeah, I've known I've made some mistakes. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I gotta know things that could be better. My first time doing this thing, so just learn. Yep. Smart it up. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Save the backstab for the knife jugglers. Or mad scientists. We run a heal bot, so that's fine. Plays a bow. Okay. There's the heal bot, so that's a really good card. Going in, point this out. We're gonna hit him in the face. And now, hoot hoot. Healbot, best friend to have against face hunters.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
That used to be my favorite voiceover in the game until Reno Jackson came out.
Oh, Twilight Guardian.
Mad scientist. Alright, so it's turn 4 and the hunter is doing hunter things and has you almost at half-life because that's what hunters do.
We're just gonna backstab, do that, take some cards. We have Healbot, we have Blackwing Corruptor for that. It's most likely gonna be explosive traps, so.
Hey, get the Glaive Zuka and the deadly poison.
Synergy. Double secrets, okay.
And he's being super greedy right now by not attacking.
He wants those charges. We're gonna play Healbot, so if one of those are freezing, we can get the Healbot back. He wants that book charge, yeah.
What's he gonna do now? Where's your bomb lobber now?
quick shot
Big
that.
shot. Wow, he's just going for the face damage. Which leads me to think that it's probably not freezing. Probably explosive and bear trap. But
If it's bear, we have black green corruptor for that. So
yes, they can
we're
just
gonna proc this now, so it still has one up. Yep, there's the explosive.
and then you take the hit so it procs the bear trap after.
Okay.
I guess it's not bear trap? Snake trap then?
Well, then we're gonna do this because we got blade for next.
I guess it is snake trap.
Who's the hunter now?
Alright, so things are evening out.
More health than him.
There's the unleash.
It's fine, I got that. Kill command.
He's going to town. Pushing for all that damage.
We got 5. He's got 3. He's got 5. So he needs 4 in hand. Yo, this needs to be Misha.
Oh, okay. Misha works. There you go. You call that shit, bruh. Easy game, easy life.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so Young Dragon goes down in case you top deck Tinkers.
Yep.
I swear that'd be like the most godliest of top decks. And it lands right on the fucking dragon wing. You would instantly regret everything.
Hoot hoot. Kill command kills me. Arcane. So
Ouch. Arcane. That's... Wow. Hunters, man. They always have the damage. GG. Wow, you got some really shitty matchups.
Hall 3.
That's like
Healed
really
in against
bad.
oil.
Yep.
Casino mage, and then a hunter. Just my luck. It's whatever. Hope you guys learned something. It's really what matters.
Indeed. The struggle is real. So, with that, we can wrap things up here. You can say your final piece and give your general overview of the class and why you like it and why you encourage people to play it, and we'll call it a night.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me on. Shout outs to all my friends in Hearthstone, Jamaica. Shout out to Ghost for having me on here. Appreciate it. And overall, just want to say about this class is even though, like, I personally, I know, like, once playing this, I know I made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But I recommend you guys try out Valera. Just keep being persistent. Keep trying out, even if things are looking grand, because I feel like, playing it, like, I feel happy that, like, I feel like she's definitely a more skillful class to learn to play and master. Definitely more difficult than other classes, my perspective. And I feel like the reward is greater than the cons, and it just feels great eventually if you get a nice burst and just to see the face on your enemy. And thank you guys so much for having me, and have a good night.
Coolness. So, with that being said, once again, shout out to Hearthstone Jamaica. This tutorial series is for you, by us, and for the new players. So, hopefully, the new players take the time to watch it and learn and grow, and we can get more people in the tournaments and feeling confident and having fun and participating and all that good stuff. Once again, thanks to Nevetspro for taking the time to do this overview of the rogue class and some of the primary deck archetypes that are played in the class. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, criticisms, etc. This is a work in progress series, so to speak, so always open to suggestions as such. And yeah, it's your friendly neighborhood gamer, Zago Comet, standing off, telling you as always, until next time, keep on gaming.
Have a good night.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like all our videos. Do go check us out on Facebook. You can search us under the name Zalgo Cometh. Follow us on Twitter at Mr_Gamehead. And as always, keep on gaming. Visit our game review blog at www.zalgocometh.blogspot.com. See you guys later.